Hey gang, I'm Col Cheney and this is episode 20 of the CBD Source podcast. Coming up on the show today, we'll be talking to our security guard, Joe, who says he quit nicotine with CBD. Later, we'll swing by the CBD Source Vape Lounge and talk to Anthony about people who vape CBD or nicotine. Is it possible to quit vaping nicotine by switching to CBD? I guess it's possible. Who knows? Some people like to do both. I'll ask Anthony about those Chinese knockoff THC vape cartridges that are making national headlines for putting people in hospitals. And later in the show, me and some of the gang step outside with a variety of CBD joints for a CBD Smoke Sesh in nature. So let's cannabis dive right into it. Here's me talking with our security guard, Joe.
Gang, you're listening to the CBD Source podcast.
So Joe, you're pretty young, but you have had a serious smoking habit for some years, right?
Actually, yeah, I was actually a pretty heavy smoker. I actually started, fortunately, at the age of 12. I remember my aunts were pretty heavy smokers. They still are until today. I remember always being around them, being that 12-year-old kid, always curious. I remember even my mom used to smoke at one point. But my first cigarette I remember having, I was 12 years old. I remember it was a misty green 120, and I was at a friend's house, and my friend's mother used to smoke. I remember we used to take, a couple cigarettes from the pack, and then we would go out, go take a walk, go smoke, and all of a sudden, boom, it just started from there. And
it's always the cool ants.
Yeah, it's always the cool ants. So unfortunately, I had a place that I would go to, and they would sell it to me, behind the scenes.
How old were you?
I was 12.
Okay, wow.
It was actually the gas station right from the corner of my house. Remember, I used to go with my friend Stanley. We used to pedal our BMX bikes there. We would get there and remember getting some Arizona iced teas. I'll go to the counter and say, hey, give me a pack of Marlboro 100s. The guy I knew, he goes, okay, meet me in the back. Went to the back of the gas station, gave him a $10 bill, exchanged, and it was like that for a couple of years.
Were you giving him a tip or was he just doing it?
Well, no, he was just doing it.
Wow.
Well, at first I was giving him a tip, but then when I was there, like almost, once or twice a week, then he would just be like, okay, whatever, just give me the exact.
Right.
And that was it.
How old are you now, by the way?
I'm 21 now.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was smoking from 12 until I was about 20 years, going on 21.
So 9 solid years of mostly childhood age, like teenage age. Wow.
Yeah, I remember. I actually went to a private elementary school and went to a private high school, and they would actually let us out, and we had recess time, and they'll let us out on the field, but there was really no chaperones, no supervisors. So I remember just walking the track, smoking a cigarette, and everybody be looking at me like, holy shit, this kid's fucking smoking.
Right. They didn't say anything. You're walking the track and there's like a fucking smokestack coming off.
No. But I've had occasions where teachers would ask me, oh, why do you smell like cigarette smoke? I'll just say, oh, my mom was smoking on the way home with the windows closed. No. Just some excuse to that extent.
Right. They bought it.
Right. But when I was 16, I remember the gas station actually failed a sting and I wasn't able to get my cigarettes anymore. So I remember I used to always stand outside, asking for the guy, hey, I'll give you, $12, $13. Can you just give me a pack of Marlboros, whatever? Okay, yeah, no problem. And it was like that. Then I had families.
You're like a fucking little Silent Bob hanging out there waiting for stuff.
Right. But to get to the point, my addiction was getting really, really bad.
That's fucked up.
It was getting to the point. And when I was 18, as soon as I graduated high school, I was smoking almost 2 packs a day.
Jeez.
I was smoking, 2 packs of Marlboros a day.
Once you can get it legally, you're right. Like.
Yep. I was 18 years old. I was smoking 2 packs a day. Unfortunately, fortunately, the age went up to 21 and I wasn't able to get smokes again. Although the guy knew me. I'm sorry?
It kept cutting you off. Like things just kept preventing you from getting those smokes. Like the universe was saying, hey, time to stop. Knock it off.
Yeah, and then I always found a way around it. Like they say, if there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, you know? If there's an addiction, there's a way. For
exactly.
Sure.
So when I was 19, the age turned to 21, but the guy already knew me anyway. He goes, "Oh, you already buy 2 packs of smokes a day. I'm just gonna, sell it to you anyway."
Right.
And it was like that. And then when I started working here, I switched to vaping. I started smoking the Bow. Started smoking the Juul. I actually was using the My Blue. Okay. I was using that at one point, but I kind of figured.
So were you just vaping all day?
I was just vaping, and it kind of defeated the purpose because I was still smoking. I was still using nicotine. The Bow pods, I was going through about 2 Bow pods a day, and it's like still 2 packs of cigarettes.
Right.
I even tried
2 packs on top of the pods.
No. I just switched strictly to vaping,
right.
And I was smoking 2 pods a day, and it was just a mess. I tried to quit. Within my last year of quitting, I didn't know about CBD, but what I can say, CBD literally saved my life because
oh shit.
Just smoking 2 pods a day. It was actually like I started getting physical side effects, waking up in the morning, heavy breathing. I couldn't even walk up the stairs, without, having to catch my breath type of thing. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I was like, I'm 20 years old. I'm not even legal drinking age yet. Why am I having these problems already? I'm like, shit. There has to be a solution. Yeah. I tried nicotine sensations. I tried the gum. I tried the patch. And I tried the lozenges, but you know what? I was off smoking. It was like, okay, it was a boomerang. Okay, I'm weaning off nicotine, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, I'm going back. Mm-hmm. And I always ended up back to smoking. And it's always, I guess it's just the constant nicotine going through the system. It's just like, it's messing with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a strong addiction.
So I was like, you know what? I was introduced to CBD. First, I was introduced to the CBD vape. Mm-hmm. But I was like, you know what? My lungs took a beating already.
Right.
So I might as well just take CBD the tincture way.
Right.
So back May 7th is when I stopped. And I haven't touched nicotine since. Mm-hmm. First I was taking about 60 milligrams of CBD a day.
Nice amount.
And
which brand of CBD were you using?
I was using Medterra.
Okay.
And CBD MD. Mm-hmm. I was using both of those.
We sell both of those brands at CBD Source.
Yes, correct. Uh-huh. So I was using the tinctures. I was like, I'm going to stop smoking at all cost.
Do you remember what milligram the tinctures were?
I was using 1,000, mm-hmm. then 500, but I weaned myself off it. I went from 1,000. I bought 1,000, a 500, a 250. And now I'm completely off CBD and nicotine.
Wow, you really used it to just totally get the nicotine addiction.
And I remember within, the first 2 weeks, like they say, it takes 3 weeks to break a habit. I remember the first, I would say 2 weeks, I remember nicotine withdrawal was very heavy. I'll get headaches, I'll get very, cranky, very angry in the morning type of thing, like nobody touched me type of thing, mm-hmm. Nobody bothered me.
So when you woke up and you started to feel that, you'd take a tincture?
I'll take a tincture. As soon as I wake up in the morning, I'll take a tincture of CBD. Uh-huh. As soon as I feel any type of withdrawal side effect, even if I started craving, I'll take about 10, 20 milligrams. Uh-huh. And now I was using CBD the tincture for about 2 months. I ran out of my 250 milligram bottle, I'll say about a month ago. And now I've been off CBD and nicotine altogether. And now I could say, I feel great. I don't feel like, I have to, I'm not addicted. I don't feel like, I have to.
You're not craving it.
Right.
Yeah. CBD isn't addictive at all. It's
no, the nicotine.
Oh, and the nicotine.
No, CBD is not addictive. Not at all.
Right.
But like I said, in reality, CBD has saved my life.
That's amazing. I wonder if anyone else out there has been trying to quit smoking and done the same kind of path that Joe has. Maybe not. Who knows? But if you have, we'd love to hear your story. Give us a call, 1-833-CBD-GANG. That's 1-833-223-4264. Maybe you're part of this little elite club of ex-smokers that transitioned out with CBD, and the beauty of it is you didn't even need to stick to the CBD. Once you got through those set bottles, you kind of titrated down almost.
Right. But the thing is, I want to say to everybody, mind over matter. no matter what it is, just mind over matter. You just gotta stick to it. You're just like, okay, I'm gonna get off this. And I can tell you right now, the CBD has extremely helped with the withdrawal symptoms, physically, and mentally. And, and this is the first time. This is like the first time in a long time I haven't smoked for more than, a week,
right?
Type of thing. And honestly, I feel great.
That's
I will sit down with my family. I'll have, have dinner and everything. And, you'll have to get up and smoke. I'm sitting down at the dinner table. I'm thinking, why am I not outside smoking? And you know what? I can thank the CBD because, if it was just because even when I was on nicotine sensation, I would still try to get up and be like, let me pop another gum or another lozenge.
Yeah, you're not missing parts of the conversation. You're there. You're totally like in the moment with your family and stuff.
Yeah, right.
I remember my dad was a heavy smoker for a long ass time, and like we went to a funeral of one of my cousins and he's like popping out of the funeral to smoke. It was so like you're missing huge events and you're also being really disrespectful to what's happening because your addiction is more powerful than what's going on in a way.
That's true.
That's
true. Like they say, nicotine is one of the most addictive substances.
Right. Like more than heroin even, I think.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking hard to quit. So I'm glad you found your way through CBD. I don't even know if there's any studies on CBD being something that you could wean yourself off of nicotine with, but man, you're like a little test pilot for it. And
yeah, exactly. You know what? Like I say, I even tried because I used to work at Rite Aid and I used to try, all them nicotine sensations, even.
Did you try Chantix?
Chantix? No.
Yeah, my sister tried that when she was a smoker, and she like had crazy like
dreams.
And also she kept thinking like everyone out there, like she kept thinking everyone outside is like spying on her, coming together, like all this weird, like super paranoia. Like if you heard a cop coming down the street, she'd think that they were after her, like really psychotic stuff. She had to get off it. It was like, do you want to quit smoking and be crazy or like,
exactly.
That's,
but you know what it is? It's just big farm. They just want to make their money and that's it.
Yeah. I mean, it works for some people, but
really
the side
people and
the side effects. Yeah, for sure. You're right. It is big pharma, but man, I'm really glad that this worked out for you, and it's
absolutely.
It's surprising.
I'm glad too. It's been a long, hard 8 years of smoking.
Yeah, no kidding. That's especially if you're working at Rite Aid, you're probably making just above minimum wage or something,
right? And
like a pack is like $10. You said, right?
Yeah, it's about $10 with tax. It was $10.50. I think it was early 2018.
So like 2 hours of your day almost is just working off those cigarettes that you're going to be smoking that day.
Right, exactly.
God, what a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's just like I'll go to work for the first 2 hours. I'm already have that expense of buying 2 packs of cigs, 2 packs of Marlboros.
Right. And like the gas and the food that you're eating during the work, like you're knocking out 3 hours of the day just on.
I'm literally working to
support
my habit and just for the small bills I had at the time and all that.
Right.
And
wow.
I was barely able to make ends meet. But, like they say, cigarettes is pretty expensive. It all adds up in the end.
Right.
And
plus you were underage, so you knew you were doing something illegal all the time. Like
true. But like I said, the addiction, it took over me. I had no choice. If it was up to me, if it was just like just a choice, I wouldn't have done it.
Right.
But I was having those withdrawal symptoms and everything. I just had to. I just had to have that smoke in the morning with the coffee, after dinner, after eating, on my, on break, on the lunch break, driving home, right before bed, type of thing.
Yeah. Every moment in your day you had an association with smoking. So you just incorporated it to everything.
Exactly.
Did your family give you shit or anything for smoking so heavily?
Well,
were they
actually,
worried about
my parents found out when I was 14 years old. I remember I went to go take a shower. It was just about bedtime. It was about 8:30. And I would usually hide them in my book bag. And, I'll have my pack and my lighter and my book bag. I'll usually have a smoke on the way to the bus stop, type of thing before I started driving, of course. Mm-hmm. And I remember getting out of the shower and my mother and my father pulled me aside. I was like, listen, I want to talk to you. I was like, what's going on? They're like, what's this? And as soon as I knew they found out, I started freaking out and, My parents were like, oh, I'm going to go to the gas station where you get them. And I didn't tell them. I just told them it was some other gas station. I'm not going to tell them. I'm not going to rat out, the guy I go to, because I'll just ruin it for myself.
Ruin your supply.
Exactly. And I actually, about a couple months later, because I usually don't go to other gas stations besides for this one specifically, just because of the fact that they give me, it
was your connect.
Right. It was my connect. Right. And because I told him the gas station that really wasn't. And I guess my father really went up, and I guess he showed him a picture and said, hey, listen, if you see this kid, do not sell to him. You're selling underage, this and that. Right. And because I remember going to that gas station, I lied about, and the guy was like, hey, your father came in here. He was talking all this and that. I'm like, listen, I'm sorry,
You left a solid impression because
exactly.
Like he remembered you months later.
Yeah, but what I think what it is just my parents, they care about me.
Right, of course. Well, I'm sure they're happy that you quit too, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Did they know that you smoked that whole time? No.
They had the impression that, it was just a one-time thing. They kind of got the idea because when they got in my car to go for a ride to the store, the car smelled like cigarettes type of thing. So they got the idea. They're like, you know what? My father and my mother said at one point, do what you want. It's your life. You're 18. You're growing up. I was 18 at the time. Oh, you're growing up. Do what you want to do.
Right. My buddy, Chris Caruso, who was on the episode where we did our first unboxing, he lived in Boise for a while, and he drove from Boise back to New Jersey and chain smoked the entire way. And his windows of his car were completely like yellowed.
Wow.
From just that constantly pouring smoke into it for fucking, days on end. Like I can imagine you're just from the years of smoking in your car, probably like if someone sat in it, like you might not even smell it. Cause when you're a smoker, you don't really smell smoke. It's kind of
absolutely. And also another thing was, I had some friends that smoke too, smokers, always, have some type of connection,
right.
Got
a shared hobby.
Right. Mm-hmm. We're in New York, we bumped up to 21, but Matamoros, Pennsylvania was still 18. Right. So I remember I used to drive over.
It's right over the border.
Right over the border.
Mm-hmm.
About 20 minutes from my house. It's worth the drive because I'll go there. I'll get a carton of my choice.
How much does a carton set you back?
Well, the carton, it was probably going for around $80, probably $90 with tax, which wasn't bad. I'll drive back over and I'll just keep it in my car. And when I ran out, I'll go back. Me and my friends would had a system. Okay, you buy a carton for me this time. Okay, I'll run to PA. Okay, no, you'll run to PA this time.
PA's cheaper too. They have like different tax on.
Yeah.
So my dad had the same system when I was a kid. We lived like 15 minutes from the border in New Jersey, from the border of Pennsylvania.
Right.
And he would make that like 15, 20 minute trip, round trip 40 minutes to get that carton of cigarettes. But it was a regular thing, just like your thing.
Exactly. Because it actually pays off in the gas going there and driving back home.
Right.
Because they're a lot cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
But we went there for the fact that it was 18 years old.
Right.
And, and here was 21, just go over, just get them and come back. I remember I got pulled over for tinted windows. And I remember I was smoking inside my car and the law just turned 21.
Uh-huh.
And the cop was actually giving me a hard time about it. Oh, why are you smoking this and that? I'm like, I bought my last pack before it turned 21 because I guess they had like certain dates where you can, if you're 18 or over, you can buy, and then the next day will be 21 and over.
Right. So it's grandfathered in that those last packs are still legally bought.
Still legally, quote unquote.
Right.
You're right. But I told the guy, I was like, listen, I just bought these legally, I can't smoke after this. Yeah, right.
Right.
But, and they're like, okay, but I guess they're really trying to force it too, because I was pulled over and he saw my ID, I was 19 at the time smoking in my car and, the state law is 21, but state troopers around here, they really don't play around and they really go by the book,
I bet there are a lot of stores in the city because on July 1st, edible CBD products and like drinkable CBD products in the city in New York City became illegal. So I bet there was a lot of stores, a lot of coffee shops and stuff that were making CBD products that sold their last cup, and you bought the last one. You know, like maybe you had it sitting in your fridge overnight or something. It's like,
Right, exactly.
This is the illegal thing that I bought. Now it's illegal. Yesterday it was totally legal. Now it's not.
But like they say, you know, comes back to my story. If there's a will, there's a way. If you want to get cigarettes, you want to get nicotine, you want to get, you know, a vape device, you know, no matter what age you are, 12, 20, 40, 60, 80, you can go ahead and get it, you know?
Yeah, it's fucked up. But, you know, the kids will scam things. I mean, when we were kids, it was all about like who had the best stash of like porn magazines.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Playboys or something. And like every kid had access to it. Like every kid had a secret stash. Now everyone's got the internet, so it's not a big deal. Like everyone has access. But when I was a kid, that was the thing you wanted to get your hands on. Exactly. It was like gold to us.
Now, like I know I'm young enough. I'm 21. You know,
right.
I'm still in the young environment. Now, you know what really gets me, and what kind of really, you know, makes me mad a little bit. It's just that I see all these new people, you know, all these acquaintances and friends that, you know, I would never think would smoke, you know, in a million years. They're picking up like these new e-cigarette habits, and I'm telling them, I'm like, listen, I'm like, don't do it, this and that, and you know, now they're hooked.
Right.
And I've had some friends switch from e-cigarettes and conventional cigarettes to CBD, and they've had some, you know, they felt that their withdrawal symptoms have subsided, and they're not smoking as much. And, you know, I think really, you know, CBD is really good for, you know, stop smoking.
Well, Joe, maybe you can be the voice of your generation. You can be the Generation Z voice.
Oh, of course.
Of like, hey guys, let's try a CBD pod. You know, Hempzilla makes a CBD pod that we sell that is a Juul compatible pod, and I use it myself. It fits into a Juul. Like the Juul, you're already smoking that Nick salt and fucking doing damage to yourself with.
Oh, exactly.
Like, yeah, switch it up. Take some CBD. Take a CBD version and see if you can wean yourself off it. You know, give it a test. Like, see if you're tough enough to make that switch over. Yeah, and maybe even you can wean yourself off of CBD after that, like you did. So It could be your way out. You know, like you only think it's cool because you're still young and all your friends are doing it. But once you become, you know, realize how, like, if you're not able to fucking walk upstairs because you're winded because of the amount of nicotine you're pumping into your body every day, like Joe could be an inspiration for you, because that's amazing that worked out for you.
You know, I actually can breathe better. I remember I used to go to the gym and I will go on the treadmill for 5 minutes. I'm ready to be out of breath. You know, and at the same weight, and
that's no way to be a security.
You can't
work security when you're out of breath on a treadmill.
No, of course, yes, but at the same weight,
your job, in a way, you know,
right? But at the same weight that I am now, because I really don't hit the gym that much. Plus, I just came back from vacation. You know, I can go on the treadmill for, you know, 35, 40, 45 minutes and I will be completely fine. Right. And I think what I think it comes back to smoking. Just the heavy use of nicotine throughout the years, it was just built up, you know. Yeah, it's just a constant use.
It's for real. Like, there are people who you look at them and you think, man, that person's totally in shape and physically fit. But if they're a heavy smoker, watch them get winded if you try to play a little basketball with them. Right. Like, whoa, how the fuck is that person that's in way better shape than me getting winded? It's because they're a heavy smoker, you know. It just happened.
It's not about the physical aspect, but it's about the conditioning of the body. You know, physical fitness. You know, you have someone who's double the size who can run a mile and a half in, you know, 15 minutes. Meanwhile, that skinny dude that smokes 2 packs a day can't even go a quarter of a mile without, you know, being winded.
Right. And needing a smoke break.
Right.
Running around the track like a smokestack, like you did as a kid.
Yeah. No, I walked it.
Well, man, it was good talking to you. I'm glad we got to hear your story. I'm sure a lot of early 20-somethings out there who are heavily into vaping and don't know a way out. Like, this could be something that you might want to test and see if, like you said, you tried patches, you tried every fucking thing there is on the market practically. Right. And I
tried I tried from the gum, the lozenges, the patch, Nicoderm, Nicorette. I tried everything, but like I said, just the constant use of the nicotine always had a boomerang. I had the mindset, okay, you know, I'm going to wean off this. And then all of a sudden I was like, okay, I need more and more and more. And then it just ended up back to smoking.
And you probably felt like shit too. Like when you went
absolutely.
back.
It just felt like a failure. It's
right.
like, oh shit, here I am.
It's such a bad feeling. Like you keep setting yourself up for failure and you're just like, oh God, it just keeps reinforcing in your brain. Like, man, I can't I'm a loser. Like I'm a slave to this. And like, because everyone who's had an addiction has felt that way when you relapse. And it's kind of like being the, you know, you have to be the man enough or woman enough to be like, all right, I'm getting back on this. I'm trying again, you know, because usually, like, I don't know what the statistic is. I haven't looked it up, but, you know, the amount of times people who quit smoking, how many times they tried before they actually quit is kind of like really high. Like
exactly.
It takes a lot of times to get back on that horse and be like, all right, this time for real, you know?
Yeah. I had a member of the family who died in 2009 of lung cancer. I remember, he tried the gum, he tried the lozenges, he tried quitting for years. He died smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day.
That didn't give you like a little warning signal, like maybe this
honestly,
is time.
I didn't even think about it because all I kept thinking was, I need my fix. I need my fix. Yeah. You know.
That's how you know you're in deep when a relative who, you know, has your same bloodline is taking the same exact thing you're taking and it killed them. Then you're like, I don't give a fucks. Yeah. I'm in this. Yeah. I'm tougher. I'm younger, you know. Exactly. They're old.
But here my mentality is, oh, you know, I have a long life to live. I'm still young, whatever. And, you know, that, you know, my uncle, and he started at such a young age too. I think he started at like 15, 16 years old. And, you know, I mean, I want to say it like this, but I would say he died at a pretty decent age. He was 67 when he passed.
Still pretty young. I mean, that's 2 years after retirement.
Yeah, that's true.
If you retire at 65, you got 2 years to travel the world and then pass away. That's like a lot of fucking years of putting work in to only get 2 to relax, you know? I'm
sure if he probably, you know, quit smoking, he'll probably still be alive today.
Right. Yeah. 10 more years at least, you know?
At least, yeah.
Well, you know. I'm glad you figured it out early.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm amazed. I have no plans of going back because I don't want to do that to myself again.
Seriously, you don't want to end up like your uncle, you know? Like, so good job, man. I'm glad that everything worked out. And maybe like several months down the line, we'll catch back up with you and see if everything's still going good with you and you haven't relapsed.
Oh, of course.
And, you know, and I would say, like, I know you ran out of CBD, but just get yourself another 250 just so you have it.
Like, oh, yeah, of course.
In case you ever start to feel that craving, you know where to go. You know,
like I said, I haven't had a withdrawal symptom for like about 2 months now.
Wow. That's great.
But
you're in an environment with a lot of vapors, though. So like it could possibly.
Hey, you know what? I just blocked myself from it because I hated the first 2 weeks of quitting because all I kept thinking was I need to hit my bow. You know, I need a cigarette, this and that. You know, I need that. You know, I need that fix. Mm-hmm.
So did you eventually give it away?
No. What do you mean give it away?
Give your bow away to somebody.
Oh yeah. I gave it to one of my coworkers and they're putting good use to it. I actually got rid of. I had a sub-ohm mod. I actually had a salt nick. I had a lot of stuff.
You had a whole collection.
Yeah, but I was like, you know what? I can't have any of that temptation.
Right.
I gave it to people who were gonna put good use to it. I gave some to friends. But I have no plans. But I have no plans of smoking because when I try to stop smoking, with the sensation, I always have that vape in my cup holder in my car and, you know, and I would just keep smoking. I'll still have that nicotine going inside my system. But, you know, I just had to avoid it at all costs. So sort of like any type of nicotine whatsoever.
Yeah, that's got to be a big step to be like, all right, I'm not only quitting, I'm giving away these hundreds of dollars of electronic equipment that I bought to have this habit. You know, like it's a good pay it forward moment, though, because you're giving it to someone who might be a heavy smoker. And now they're transitioning to at least something that's not as bad for you as actual smoke. You know?
Oh, exactly. One of my aunts, she smokes a pack a day. I actually gave her the sub-ohm and she hasn't went back to conventional cigarettes. She goes to Vapor's Choice in Middletown and she buys coil, she buys e-juice. I tell her how to use it, all the ins and outs. And she goes, it's actually cheaper in the long run, you know, using vape than smoking conventional cigarettes, but she's still trying to wean off it too.
Yeah, plus you're not harshing your lungs as bad. You know?
Right, exactly. But the
and
vape,
you don't have that secondhand smoke in the room, or like you're not fucking reeking up the place too.
Exactly.
So anyway, this has been fun, man. I'm glad we got to talk to you and finally hear this story.
Thank you so much for having me on the podcast.
Definitely. Anyone at home who's going through the same stuff, you got someone to model yourself after.
Remember,
here.
mind over matter. You can do anything in life.
Thanks a lot, Joe.
All right, take care.
Peace.
TheCBDGang.com, the official subreddit for fans of the CBD Source podcast. Questions, answers, CBD gangsters, and karma, and sweet karma.
Warning. The following podcast contains nicotine, fat clouds, coarse language, and other adult shit. It is intended for a mature audience. Listener discretion is advised.
Oh yeah, you've just entered the CBD Source Vape Lounge with all the CBD vape you can vape. With our resident vape expert, Anthony Maltese. Look, here comes Anthony again. This guy's too busy to sesh with us, but he's not too busy to bust out some massive vape clouds. You know friendship is thicker than nicotine, Anthony. Follow vape, bitch.
So, Anthony, we were just talking with Joe, who, you know, he's the security guard here, and he quit smoking with CBD, and he did it with tinctures, of all things.
Yeah, you know, that's funny. He, a few weeks ago, he's like, yo, man, I just started using tinctures. I'm not using my bow or whatever it was that he was using.
Yeah, he smoked the bow, or he vaped with the bow, yeah.
Yeah, and he was using like the bow CBD pods, tinctures, you know.
Yeah, and now he's like, he weaned himself off, and he's done with it. He's done with nicotine.
That's pretty awesome. I've actually heard quite a bit lately of people using CBD to kind of like help with nicotine withdrawals and stuff like that.
He was really saying that he had a lot of friends. We just talked about this, so you didn't hear it, but how he has a lot of friends who have had similar things where they're like trying to wean themselves off of nicotine, and it really helps with the cravings. And every time he had a craving, he would just take another tink. Just tink it up.
Tink it up.
But we're going to talk a little bit about something that we're about to try here, because me and a bunch of the guys, I know we invited you to join us on this, but you've got like a meeting or something coming up right now. We're about to go outside and set up a little like outdoor area, have a little smoke sesh with some CBD joints.
I know, I'm jealous I can't make it. It actually sounds like a fun time, but I might pop in towards the end of the bit. We'll see.
Okay, cool. Yeah, maybe if you wrap up, you can get out there before we're done. I don't know how long it's going to take, but we're gonna set up some cameras and try to like create some content for YouTube, because we're just sort of launching that YouTube channel. If anyone actually watches YouTube, which is pretty much 100% of you guys, please follow the link through I'm going to set something up on our website, CBDsourcepodcast.com. I'll set it up today. So like there'll be a YouTube link, and just follow that YouTube link, because the channel's so new. We haven't even created any content for it yet. So you can't technically make a URL, like a clean URL, unless you have 100 followers.
Oh, wow.
And I think we have like 8 subscribers on our YouTube channel. So we can't make it like YouTube/CBD Source podcast yet. We have like some kind of crazy like mile-long URL. So I want to get at least 100 people following us on YouTube so we can do that, because we just haven't had any content yet. So there would be pretty much no way you would have even stumbled on the channel. So I don't blame any of you gang. It's just we got to get this thing rolling and then start putting some kick-ass content up. So we're going to be talking a little bit about, we're going to have Ryan, who's our Cannabidiet chef, and he also does a lot of production here. And everyone knows good old James Lazos from the credits. It's his birthday, so we're letting him come out from the credit bar and be able to hang out with us for the first time on the show. And I know you hung out with him and you went down to that vaping convention with him a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, he's a fun dude.
So we're going to pull him out and see what's going on there. We're going to try out all the different CBDoobies, the different CBD cones. What do you call them? Pre-rolls?
Yeah, I guess with the Vance, would you maybe even call the Vance CBD cigarettes? Because they are filtered.
They really, yeah. I mean, like all of them had a filter, but like the Vance ones, it has a real filter, like a filter you'd see on like a Marlboro with a filter or something like that. So
like cotton or something like that.
So I'm thinking, like, I don't know what the statistics on this are, but maybe that's a great way to quit smoking if you already are smoking real cigarettes and say you hate vape. Like, I know a lot of people are making that switch from cigarette to vape, and then possibly from vape to CBD vape to get out of nicotine completely. If you're not into vape at all, maybe cigarette to hemp cigarette. That could be a leap you might make.
Yeah, it sounds plausible.
And man, we're gonna try them out and see what they're all about. Because I've tried a couple of types. Like, I've been given some at trade shows, and at our big launch party, we all smoked some CBD doobs. CBD doobs. So it'll be fun to try out all three of these types. Joe switched from being a 2-pack-a-day smoker to a 2-pod-a-day nicotine vapor. Oof. To quitting cold turkey with CBD tinctures. That's probably not what everyone's doing. Like, that's probably a small number of people are doing it that way, but it worked for him, and he really like stuck to it. But as far as most casual or most smokers who have a 2-pack-a-day habit, how do they usually go about getting out of that? Like, you were a heavy smoker at one point, right?
Yeah, I smoked around like a pack a day for a few years. I'd say probably 4 or 5 years. And, when I started vaping, nicotine salts weren't really a thing. I'm not sure if they existed. I'm sure they might have, but nobody knew about them. So I started with like an 18 milligram in an old Inikin pen, and started to decrease my level. Now I'm at like between a 0 and a 3, depending. But a 2-pod-a-day habit, I mean, if he was able to give that up with CBD, that's pretty promising, because that's a pretty hefty dosage there. I mean, you got to figure like 50 milligrams per pod. So that's 100 milligrams per day. That's serious.
Yeah, he said it was like the equivalent of 2 packs a day, practically.
Sure.
So that's a lot of, and that's expensive too. I mean, like, if you're trying to get rid of one habit because you want to save some money and save your health, and then you end up doing a habit that's equally as expensive, and you're basically a vape cloud now instead of a nicotine smoke cloud, it's really not helping you that much, except that you can do it indoors if your company is cool with that. But you switched from cigarettes to nicotine vape, and now you mix it up, right? You do CBD vapes and nicotine vapes, like off and on, different ones.
Yeah. As far as nicotine vape goes, I do enjoy them. They, currently there's just a lot. It's a bigger market. There's more flavors available. I'm sure the CBD vape market will turn into that one day. So, for the time being, I'm still down with my nicotine vapes, but I do use about half and half throughout the day, CBD and nicotine, just to kind of give myself a break. It's like, when you go to a bar and you're drinking hard liquor, sometimes you take a drink of water in between.
Yeah, that's the pace yourself water. That makes total sense. But think about if you didn't have CBD vapes, then you'd just be puffing away on like nicotine all day. You wouldn't be breaking it up at all.
Exactly. And that's
twice as much impact on your system with so that's pretty good that you're at least doing those recovery vapes.
Yeah.
It's like I'm taking a wellness vape, and then I'm taking a not so wellness vape. Before I let you go, there's a national news story going around right now with these people getting hospitalized for vaping these sketchy THC carts. Have you read anything about this? Do you know anything about this?
Yeah. I see it all the time. I get emails from these Chinese vendors that, they're like, we have the cheapest THC carts available, yada, yada. And what they're doing is they're knocking off a lot of legitimate brands. So people are buying these on the street thinking they're legit, and in reality, they're buying a Chinese-made cartridge, which, nothing against the people of China, but, as far as consumables, I wouldn't really trust it all too much. It's very, very poor quality. But long story short, tons of people have been hospitalized with like lung infections. In fact, I read this morning somebody died.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So if you are vaping THC carts, please make sure you're getting them from dispensaries or, legitimate sources. No need to be hospitalized for saving a couple bucks.
Well, how can you tell the difference between these China carts and like a cart that you say we're getting on the regular from, like a Connect or something like that?
It's hard to tell. I mean, these Chinese companies have taken the art of cloning to the next level, and they're really good at it. I mean, it's super hard to tell. What I recommend is only buy from, trusted distributors, trusted retailers, and
it's so tough when you're not in a legal state, though.
Right. I know. And, there are little telltale signs as in, packaging. If you're used to a certain brand and you notice anything is off, whether it be the type of cartridge used, even the holographics on the packaging, a lot of these companies don't really take into account that level of detail. So you'll see strange little things that maybe look off to you. If you notice that, I would steer clear.
So if you thought you were buying Chem Dog and it says Chem Cat, probably not.
I would probably steer clear.
You're buying some Purple Urkel and it's like Purple Carlton. Or like AK-48. I'm joking around here, but like, this is serious. Some people are dying from these like tainted Chinese off-brand knockoff THC carts, and that is scary. Considering right now, how many states? 11 states have legal adult recreational. That means 39 states. If you're looking for a THC cart, you're probably looking on the black market or like having to get a medical ID card for some legit ailment. So that's tough. It's a tricky thing. Like hopefully, your weed man is legit and has the same kind of connect that they've always had. It's sketchy if you're trying to just go randomly to some person that you don't know and buy carts and you have no clue if it's quality or not. So that is scary. How many people right now have, it's like, how many people have gone to the hospital? Like dozens?
It was dozens last week. I think the latest report I read was over 100.
Oh my God.
Granted, not that many over 100, but still, I mean,
compared to the whole population of America, that's pretty damn small, but
yeah.
But still, like, that's something to look out for. If you have regularly bought similar carts over and over and over for years, and you see one that's just like obviously not the same, do not buy it.
Yeah. And there's websites out there that are, kind of like side to side comparisons. Like if your cart uses authentic C-cell carts, then if you see the same cart that's not using a C-cell or a cloned C-cell, don't do it. Now, granted, most of the hardware in this industry is made in China, everything from the carts to the batteries, yada, yada. It's just the actual substance itself. That's where the problem's coming into play.
Do you know what's in it? What's in the substance that's hurting people?
No, they're investigating it now. So, hopefully we'll find out soon, but it's very strange. All the symptoms are, pneumonia-like. It's weird shit, man.
Fuck. So, like I've said in previous episodes, if you want to do that 1-to-1, Get your CBD at CBD Source. You can find our locations at CBDSourceCenter.com, and then hit up an actual dispensary for the THC side. And you're going to need a medical card to do that. And only 33 states right now offer that. So if you're in one of those other states that don't even have a medical program for adult use of medical marijuana, you're kind of fucked. I mean, you're going to have to travel.
Pitiful that still is a thing in our country.
I know. It's really messed up. But anyway, thanks for stopping by and dropping some knowledge on us, Anthony.
Absolutely, man. We'll see you hopefully in the tail end of your smoke sesh.
Yeah, man. We're gonna go get some major CBD going, and hopefully not harsh our lungs too bad. I mean, smoking those CBD joints, like sometimes that raw flower can be a little rough.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah.
All right. Talk to you later, man. Peace.
See you later, gang.
Hey gang, want to score free CBD? Sign up for Loyal and Save online or on your phone and use it whenever you shop at CBD Source locations. You'll earn points towards free products and other cool merch. Sign up for free at CBDSourcePodcast.com/loyal. You can download the Loyal and Save app on iTunes or Google Play. That's our loyalty app. Col helped designed it. We're back with the CBD Source podcast.
All right. So me and the gang, we got a couple guys from the show here. We're outside. You know, it's a nice summer day. I figured we might as well take a little break from being cooped up in the office, get out in nature. We're in the Hudson Valley. We've got a highway pretty close to us, so you might hear a little of that, but you also can hear some nature sounds in the background.
It's still definitely nature.
Who's that speaking, you might ask, if you're just listening? It's
James, the Wrap-Up Guy. Yeah, they let me out of the closet.
We let you out of the credits into the main,
out of the credit
into
closet.
the main show.
Now I can actually show my face on here, so
yeah,
it's me.
Exactly. So James, the Wrap-Up Guy, is here. We haven't actually had a conversation on the show at all. 20 episodes in, and this is our first time talking. You've been hiding out in the credits.
Yeah, that's why I've been banned too, but now I'm allowed to come out and help out.
And smoke some CBDoobies.
Yeah,
so
they're using me for that.
We've also got our Cannabidiet Chef Ryan Webber here.
You're going to see a lot of me, unlike James, but you know, I'm prettier, so it's okay.
So what we're going to do today, gang, we've got 3 different types of pre-rolled CBDoobies, CBD joints, and we're going to test them out. These are all actual CBD joints that we sell at CBD Source locations. If you want to go to CBD Source locations, just check out CBDSourceCenter.com. So what do we got here? Let's start with these. Do you want to start with the most economical one and move up? Or I think that's the way we should work it, right?
I think, that makes...
It would make more sense.
Yeah, that would make more sense. So you could, definitely go with the...
So which is the most economical of these 3 packs we've got?
I would have to say the Vance would be the one to start with.
All right, so we just started carrying these like 2 weeks ago, I think. Vance Global, right? So let me look at this pack. It's a very simple little white pack. It's got a big black circle logo in the middle with a hemp leaf, and that's green, and then it says CBD with a green arrow pointing down from the top. It says all natural blend, organic hemp flower and organic herbs, 10 pack, 100 milligrams CBD per Vance.
So
each CBDoobie is 100 milligrams. So let's pop this sucker open. I'm gonna do it right into the mic. There's a little like like a little sticky tab circle that's holding the box shut. Let's see if I can pick this up ASMR style.
ASMR.
Getting that plastic open. All right, I got the plastic open. Let's get into this. Steve, we got Steve, our vape announcer, is pulling GoPro duty over here. All right, so let's bust this open. Steve, you want to come in here a little close so we can check out these?
Yeah, get a little close up of that.
All right, here you go. That's the Vance. That's Vance right there. All right, we're going to open it up. On the back, it says, please recycle. Our goal at Vance Global is to create the best quality products using all natural ingredients. We strive for perfection and have created something you can know and trust. From all of us here, we would like to say thank you. Vance-global.com. All right, let's bust these open. I'm going to flip it open like I'm in some kind of old, like, fucking Western.
I do got to say, though, too, it's the most eco-friendly, the packaging of all, too, because you could tell that that's just recycled paper and you can just throw it out and not have to worry about.
Ooh, look at this. So when you open up the pack, you open up the top, it flips back, and you see the filters here, and all of the ends of the filters are black, like they have a black paper on them. Let's take a whiff, and I'll pass it around just to take a whiff of the box first. Look, Ryan, you're first.
Oh man, that smells like the real deal.
My turn. Let me give this a shot. Whoa, that hits you. You know, it smells like you can get a little sort of mint and weed smell.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it smells great.
It does smell really, really good.
It's a great smell, actually.
All right,
smells fresh.
It does. It does smell fresh. All right. Yeah, it smells like it came right out of a garden.
Right. No, very fresh.
That is a great smell. All right. So here, pass these guys around. I'll give you one, Ryan, and here's one for you, James.
Thank you, sir.
I'm gonna take one. Okay. It looks like it's also hemp paper. So we're going as natural with the hemp here as we can get. It's nicely packed. It looks like a real machine packed cigarette. You know,
yeah,
but with a hemp brown colored paper. All right, so we got some lighters here. Let's light them up. Ryan's using a Bic. I'm using this Fusion CBD black lighter. Oh shit! I think there's a fire nearby.
We don't need to. It's just.
All right, so no one light up yet. Don't light up yet. Wait till that fire thing goes by. Is it gonna kick back in or something?
Nah, it's good now. I'm set low.
They knew we were about to light a fire.
Yeah.
They knew that it was about to get lit up in this piece.
They saw the smoke coming. Before it even came.
They're like
they knew something was gonna happen.
Telepathic fire department here in Rock Hill. All right, so how do you even? You know, it feels weird holding a pre-rolled joint. Like, do you hold it like a cigarette? Do you hold it like this? Like you're holding a joint in the 1960s? How do you go about holding it, guys?
I think it depends on how cool you are, you know?
What's the cool way? I don't even know.
I'm not cool, so I don't know.
What do you say, James? James, you used to smoke, right?
Yeah, I used to smoke cigarettes. So
you hold it like a cigarette?
Yeah, I mean, it's just got that natural, you know.
I never smoked cigarettes. I don't have a natural, holding it place.
Yeah, it naturally feels...
Do you use your dominant hand?
Yes.
All right, so let's do it. I feel like such a noob smoking these CBD joints because it feels so factory rolled, you know?
Just get the flick right. That's all. Just a quick little...
Let me get the sound on that.
Or like this, or you're just tapping from the top. A little tap.
Oh, you're doing the tap? Put it next to the mic so we can hear you tapping. There you go.
Tap it.
That's tapping the ash. You're ashing it out. All right, so let's light these suckers up. These are the Vance Globals. Here, you want to take the first honors, Ryan? All right, interesting. Okay, here we go. I'm lighting mine now. Ooh. Pass that lighter over to Jamesy. All right. It's getting pretty smoked up in this little forest. We're right on the edge of a forest here.
Only you can prevent forest fires. We're not you.
I'm worried Smokey the Bear is going to climb out of the tree and start bashing us with a shovel. We got this massive fucking tree. Get up and shot that tree, Steve. That's like the biggest tree I've seen in a while. It's got to be like 300 years old, 5 feet away from us. All right, so our initial first polls here. You know,
I could taste the lavender.
What are you tasting, Ryan?
You definitely taste the lavender, but that's what these are for, is relaxation, I think. The Vances are strictly for relaxation and minor pain.
Well, also at 100 milligrams each of CBD, if you smoke this whole thing, you're getting a nice,
good dose. Yeah,
really good dose.
Yeah.
That's like 4 25 milligram gummies in one shot, you know? That's a pretty good dose for one smoke. You getting smoked out over there, Steve? Steve's getting a CBD contact type, or a contact CBD medicinal. So if you say you were a smoker right now, James, like we're talking in this episode about like quitting smoking and thinking about using CBD as a way to help you quit smoking.
Right.
Well, do you think this would be like a good in between? Like you're weaning yourself off of cigarettes, but you've got something that feels like a cigarette.
Absolutely. I don't know. Absolutely. That's like
ass just dropped on my leg. I suck at this.
No, it's absolutely if you have the that oral fixation that a lot of smokers do have, it's just something that is part of the smoking habit. Yeah, sure. Having anything like this in your hand that's smoking is gonna help you pass that cigarette that you were gonna smoke. So it's definitely, especially that they look like them too, and they feel like it feels like one in your hand.
It looks like
everything.
It really looks like a very cool cigarette that has a black filter and then that hemp natural looking. It almost looks like a brown paper bag that's sort of see through.
Right.
And you can see see all the flour underneath it. It's very cool.
And it's consistent too as you go through the whole thing. It's like almost exactly like a cigarette as far as smoking. It's not canoeing or anything like that. It's staying evenly. It's evenly burning.
Yeah, and you know it's weird. Like I'm not used to a joint with a filter on it, but it is a smooth pull. Like have you ever smoked hemp flower with just a raw, like you roll it up with the raw paper or something and there's no filter? It's pretty harsh.
Yeah, it's harsh.
Sometimes hemp flower without a filter can be pretty harsh.
Yeah, I think that's where they were going with the filter here, was the less, not as harsh. This feels a lot less harsh than straight raw, but it's got the filter on it, so that's definitely
I mean, it's for people that, are trying to start, like my fiance, when she smokes these things, when they're not with the filter, sometimes I'm like, I gotta take her to the ER or something. She's choking up a fucking lung. I'm like, babe, relax, it's all right. She's like, I can't fucking do it.
I think we've all had hits that like almost knock you out, like almost pierce blood vessels in your eyes from the amount of coughing you do. But this is very, very smooth. The filter must be it, and also, it's very clean flour. It has a very nice taste to it. It's not overwhelming.
It's very smooth.
We're not in this. We're so in the smoke cloud that it's hard to really get a grasp of what it smells like. I'm sure if you just wandered onto this cloud, you'd be like, "What the fuck? Someone's smoking a ton of J's out there." Steve, what do you think? Can you smell it over there? Come on over here, Steve. Let's throw you on the mic for a second.
What does it smell like? What does it smell like over to you? Does it smell like?
It's strong. It's pretty strong. You can definitely smell it. It smells like the real thing.
That's proof positive from Steve.
All right. It's still burning nice and even. Still, that's...
Whoa, you're really fucking taking yours down, Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan.
I gotta...
almost done.
Yeah, get on the mic so I can take mine down.
Smoking it like a
take her down. Catch
smoking
up.
It like a cigarette, so...
Lightweights. No. But you see how low mine is? You ever smoke a hemp roach and it burns your lips?
Right.
Because it gets too small? With the filter, it's not like that. You can get your money's worth.
I was going to say that before, too, because you also got that part now you can just hold on to, and you can smoke it all the way down. So you are, like you said, you're not throwing anything out.
No. You guys caught up yet? Lightweights?
I'm trying to like...
Talking to me?
I feel like now I'm harshing my lungs a little because I'm fucking like power chain smoking this to get it down to as much as you've got. You're down to the very end there.
Yeah, you're done. Yeah,
You're like 96% of the milligrams are in you, Rye.
Mom ain't raised no bitch.
I guess we're bitches in that case. How much? I'm down to like... I've got about 40% left on here.
Yeah, me too. I'm right where Col is.
All right, let's call this one and move on to the next. All right. Okay, you got your full 100 in there, right? We're gonna switch up. That was Vance Global. And how much? Do you know how much these retail for? About
$14.99.
Nah. That's
wow, for 10, for 10,
like 18 to 20.
That's great. Wow, that's amazing.
Okay.
And at the rate you smoke them, Ryan, it's good. A very economical price for you.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's a very good price.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it is.
What's that?
And there's 10 of them too. It's not like it's only
10,
7 or 6. It's 10. So it's definitely. I feel like it's almost aimed at smokers trying to quit smoking and getting this to a little bit of a
you're not
help.
getting addicted to this. There's nothing in CBD that's gonna make you addicted. It's just a nice, like, you're getting the sensation of smoking, and you're also getting that medicinal 100 milligrams of CBD in you. That's really nice.
What's the lavender too.
And that nice lavender.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And if you want to freak people out that they think you're smoking weed, I don't know what.
There you go.
But like in your house, no problem. You know, if you have a nice big yard, you live in the Hudson Valley, this is a great place to do it. We're doing it right outside the studio. There's nothing really around, so I think we're in the clear as far as anyone calling the cops thinking we're smoking weed out here. Not that anyone really even cares in New York anymore. I mean, it's like a $50 fine for having weed on you. It's like nothing.
Yeah, 10 years ago,
10 years ago, we'd be scared shitless
drive in
doing
the back
this.
of a cop car somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, how do you even put one of these out? Just on your shoe or something? What do you say? I'm getting covered in ash here.
I would smoke it down to the filter, and
We don't have time for that.
I mean,
gotta-
if
we
you're
gotta
gonna do it
this in
now,
like a half
there's
hour.
really no way to.
Damn,
really,
you look at that.
You can't really clip.
Ryan cleared his. Ryan's the flour is all gone. It's down to the filter. Here, Ryan, you talk for a bit while I smoke the hell out of this.
So, James, how does it feel to be...
I'm done.
Okay, well, Colin is...
Oh boy, here we go.
You know,
There we
yeah, he's hands above the head. I remember my first hemp joint.
So I got it a good 3/4 of the way. I'm gonna just knock that shit out, and we'll go to the next. I'll save the rest of that for later. All right. So our next, I haven't even seen inside this yet. Our next CBD joint we're gonna check out here. It's the Fusion CBD Hemp Cones. It's in a beautiful little metal pack. It almost reminds me of like an Altoids pack or something. And it's funny because like this Fusion CBD Hemp Cones, I had another exact same looking pack. You know, it was the same kind of thing, a little bit different graphic, and it was the Fusion CBD mints. So I was digging that. I loved it. And now we're gonna try their hemp joints. So they're called Hemp Cones, Natural Blend, Fusion CBD 5-pack. Ingredients, 100% natural hemp flower. Okay, let's do it.
And I just want to say one thing too. The reason why that's metal is so they don't bend and break in your pocket too, versus that where you can, like a regular cigarette pack. It's a lot more expensive if you have an accident with those. So I'm assuming that's why they have that in a metal case like that. So pretty much guarantees that.
I'm gonna hit them on the table here, just so you can hear the difference. So these are the Vance, and these are the Fusion CBD. It's metal. It's very thin metal, but it is metal. I actually took the pack from the mints and stuck a thumbtack through it and stuck it to my wall. So it's possible to puncture this, but not just sitting in your pocket. There's no way. All right, I'm gonna crack this open. It's got a tamper-resistant seal on the bottom of it. I'm gonna get in here, Steve, and watch this. Steve's gonna zoom in with the GoPro. All right, Steve, come on in. Let's do it. So I'm just gonna slide my fingernail under here. Broke the seal. All right, let's do it. Opening it out. All right. So I slid it open. It slid open like a sardine can, or like the top slid all the way off. And we've got a little metal container that looks like, an Altoids kind of container. It comes with a card in here. It says 100% Oregon grown and extracted hemp. The Fusion CBD used to be called Oregon Fusion.
Right.
So they're really proud that they're Oregon made. And some of their products actually are grown in New York too. I think they're one of the few companies that we deal with that grow some hemp in New York. But these hemp cones are grown completely in Oregon, according to that card. So what we're looking at here, guys, these look like cones. Compared to
that's a cone.
Yeah.
I would consider those more like rolls.
What do you mean like rolls?
Like a roll,
hand roll,
like
type?
a hemp roll.
Hemp roll.
Instead of like a hemp joint, a hemp roll, because it's more of just like it's like a cigarette where this is absolutely like you just said, like looks like a cone.
Yeah, so they used raw rolling paper. It's got the raw logo on it, and there is a filter. It's a different type of filter. I don't know if you can get a look at that filter. It's not a cigarette filter. It's the filter.
Cardboard filter.
Yeah, cardboard filter. And the flower cones out. So it, like the whole thing looks like an actual cone shape. Let's give each of you guys one of these cones.
Thank you, sir.
There you go. Pass them around. Ryan, James. All right. So let's light these suckers up and see what these taste like. Oh, let's take a whiff of them first before we light them.
Yeah, I can't smell anything anymore.
Me neither.
At this point, it smells.
We should have smelled all the packs
like
first. Because my nose is wiped out as far as smelling all that hemp. It's hard to smell it now that we really fucked up on this one. We should have smelled them first. Because like once you start smoking, I don't know if anyone knows or anyone who smokes weed knows. Once you're smoking a joint, instantly you smell it at first, and then all of a sudden you're completely in the cloud.
Yeah, you're.
It's like being
a
in the
smoker not knowing that they smell that bad.
Yeah, it's like being in the eye of the storm. You don't even know that the smell that you're you're letting off. All right. So let's like.
Interestingly, they use raw.
They use raw paper.
Raw paper.
All right, so it must be sort of a collab in a way. All right, let's.
Alrighty.
James has got that. I'm gonna light up with a Bic right now. A little windy all of a sudden. Oh, that's a different taste than the first one.
Yeah, you can straight off the bat taste. It's just maybe because of the lavender in that one.
What I got right off the bat on this one was some hemp in my mouth. Really quick, so don't inhale it as fast as you would the Vance.
That's true. Right, it's got like a pass-through filter, really. It's not
like if you look at the filter, it has a little M shape, kind of. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. There's like a little M of cardboard, and if you do suck you have to suck hard to get through all of that flour because it cones out, and there's a lot of flour in there, and it does make little particles come into the filter into your mouth.
Which, if you don't mind, I get a little European thing. In Europe, it seems that this is common practice is using these kind of filters.
Is it? This is a European style filter?
Yeah, at least when I was there, that's what I saw a lot of, just these kinds of filters. People will roll up shit using cigarette filter, the cigarette inside. When you open up the flap, they would peel off some of that cardboard and just kind of wind it up, and they would put that in the paper and then roll up.
Actual
hashish,
parts of a cigarette box.
Okay. They would use that as the filter, and then they would use in essence, that's it's been around. Americans, we usually just take it and roll it all up.
Right.
This is
unlike that, there's no tobacco in this. This is pure 100% Oregon hemp, grown and extracted. And this is like, I'm feeling it, but I'm not. I don't know if it's because we already smoked a bunch, but my throat's a little rougher with this one. I think it's just because it's coming from no filter. You're getting really like more of that straight hemp.
I'm feeling that now. Yeah,
But also this, it tastes. It's weird. It tastes more. It's hard to. Yeah,
like earthy.
Yeah,
it's got more of an earthy.
Yeah, it does have like an earthy, like a warm taste.
Right.
Like you really feel the warmth of it.
Yeah.
I think that filter cooled the other one down a little bit. So if you like a warm, sort of a little burn to your inhales, like a nice burn, like a nice warm feeling. Like I could see this one would be more of a like cold weather. You're outside drinking some coffee on your deck or something. This would just warm you up.
This one's more to relax. It burns a lot slower than the Vance, I believe. So if you're just sitting there, you want to relax, take a few, hits on it, clip it off, save it for later. The Vance is more like a cigarette break. You're gonna go out there 5 minutes or so,
right?
Go back to your job.
Yeah, if you can chain smoke like you do, you can knock a Vance out in fucking 5.
Yeah, this is like you said, it's slow burner.
It really produces a lot of smoke though. Like mine is smoking really, really well.
Yeah.
Once you got it lit,
it's great paper too. Raw itself, they make.
Raw is one of the industry standard, industry leaders as far as rolling papers go, and you can roll anything with raw paper.
Yeah, it's like you said. I mean, if you really rip it, it could.
Yeah,
you'll feel it.
I just took a sip of like energy drink, and now it coated my throat, and now this doesn't taste as harsh. I was coming off of that first one into the second one. It's sort of like having 2 types of sushi without cleansing your palate in between. So now I feel like I'm getting the more natural taste of this, and it really does taste natural. Like you really feel like you're smoking that direct herb with hardly any filter.
Yeah, I should have brought more water out here.
Neither of these guys brought a drink. Not thinking ahead, guys.
Well, I brought a cup, but
All right,
finished it before we got.
Right, what are
around
you
to it.
thinking?
It all depends on how you want, your experience to be. I believe these are great. They're a little bit more on the pricier side. I think these run about $34.99, $35.99 compared to the $14.99. But then again, like I said, you can get just as much smokes out of this with the 5 that come in the pack than you can with the Vance.
Right, because it takes longer to smoke, and also they look really cool. This feels more like you're really getting a straight pull right from the hemp. You're not filtering it out with an actual like tobacco style filter. Ha, Steve, turn the camera on yourself. Steve's smoking one too. Oh my God, where'd you get that, Steve?
Oh, a little chilly out here. I should have brought my jacket.
The camera.
Yeah, I thought he was smoking a cigarette there.
No,
for a second,
no.
and I was like,
Steve
wait a
looks
minute.
badass doing it. Film
Yeah, he
yourself.
does. Gangsta.
Why do we look?
He's shaking his head. No.
All right, so let's stop these because we've done a bunch on this, and they are slower but burning. The fact that yours is about the same as mine means that definitely it's not me. It's just the smoke itself. Very,
What
very
do you guys
enjoyable.
do with the clips? I mean, they got to stink. So, I mean, is it generally something?
Yeah, I mean there are ways to carry loose flower that there are like things like smelly bags and doob tubes, things like that you can put.
Yeah, I would recommend getting something like that.
Put
if you
these
don't
in.
wanna If you
Yeah.
don't want to go through a whole one and you want to go back into
Yeah, you
public
want some
or
way to
whatever, it's not.
Which you do sell Pringles cans and Skittle bags at CBD Source.
Oh yeah, they have those like Heidi Skittles bags, Heidi Pringles cans.
There you
They
go.
look like the real product, and you open them up and you can put them in there, and they
Stash, like stash cans.
stash
Okay.
cans.
Okay,
Yeah.
stash containers.
So
whatever.
if you want to do a half of a hemp joint and do that, that's a great way to do it.
Until you're really looking for Skittles, and then there's no Skittles.
Then you're skittled out. then you're done.
You want to taste the rainbow, and you end up tasting the hemp field, and that's equally as cool, with all the extra calories. All right, so now we've done the hemp cones. We've knocked out the hemp cones. We've knocked out the Vance Global pack. Let's move on to the piece de resistance. This is the one that I've been waiting to
Yeah,
try.
some beautiful packaging.
This packaging is amazing. And we've got like the amazing distributor box here. You're gonna shiver into the camera, James.
I'm trying not to. I'm trying to hold it all
Christ.
in.
The guy's got no body fat, so he's fucking freezing with long sleeves here.
It's fine.
All right, here we go. Now take a look at this pack. This is a pack of Lowell Smokes CBD. Do you guys know anything about Lowell Smokes? This company started out as a actual weed company, actual cannabis sativa marijuana company, and they do sell marijuana in a very similar pack to this, in the legal states. But recently, I think this year, they just rolled out these Lowell's CBD joints, and the packaging is fucking phenomenal on this. Steve, you want to get in on and look at this?
Yeah, that's some nice looking stuff.
So check this out. Now, there's a thing here. This one's already been opened. Let's start with a fresh one. Steve, get in front of this box. You've got to check this out. So we've got this beautiful wooden box. It's got an inlaid metal logo of Lowell's. Get in front here, Steve. I want to open this thing up like the fucking opening Pandora's box to another dimension. Yeah, just jump in front of those cameras. All right, here we go. I'm gonna stand up here so I can really get this thing open. Look at all these beautiful packs of Lowell's. What do we have, like 20 packs here almost? We've got some hardcore metal. I think they're probably like lead ashtrays. This is like the display case that you can, in a high-end shop, like we could show this in our store, any of our CBD Source stores. There's a couple t-shirts in here, but let's get into an actual pack. These are beautiful. So try to explain these. James, try to explain these with me. So it looks like it must be some sort of hemp kind of packaging. It has metallic type, green metallic type all over it. The back has silver metallic type. The typography is great. I mean, it's like really, really well laid out. On the back, it says, "We grow our flowers with only organic fertilizer. We never use synthetic pesticides. We pay our farmers a proper living wage." If you're gonna shiver into the mic.
I didn't shiver, man.
I hear you, man.
All right.
It's summer, for Christ's sake.
Every day after my birthday, it's for some reason
The kid turns
gets cold.
The kid turns 39, and he loses his ability to live in New York in summer.
I have to take it, or I'm going to go back to the wrap-up then.
We pay our farmers a proper living wage. We use sustainable materials from seed to sale. And then underneath, there's another wrap. Like, this is such a complicated box. It's so beautiful. Like the if you look at this, close up, Steve, check that out. There's like a holographic wrap to show that it hasn't been tampered with. It's got this beautiful bull logo. It's like a bull wearing a suit, kind of, and he's holding a shovel. What you were telling me why the bull logo, Ryan, right?
His middle name is, well, not his middle name. His nickname is Bull. That's what he was called.
Yeah, the guy who started the company, his nickname was Bull, and I think that there's more information on the inside. So let's pull this over here. So, all right, let's get into this. I'm gonna pop. The box is so nice. I hope we get a good, like, really can film that well, because that's really a beautiful box. All right, I'm gonna pop this. How much does this retail for? Just before I pop this thing open.
Honestly, take a guess.
$40.
Pretty close. It's about the same cost as the Fusion Hemp Cones. About $34.99, $35.99.
Wow, that's pretty cheap for how beautiful this is. All right, I'm gonna open the packaging. Now check this out. So you lift the tab on the front. I mean, it's really. Oh, look at that! Feel this. Listen to this. There's a magnet behind the logo, behind the beautiful seal with the bull on it, that keeps this closed for you when you let go of it. I'm opening the magnet. I'm gonna break this holographic seal. I wish, like, can you bring that GoPro right in on me?
Yeah, you want to actually see it.
This going down. So I'm gonna break this holographic seal. Let's rip it. Oh, fuck. Oh, there it goes. See, it popped open. The seal's popped. And on the inside of this label, it says "Our Story." And this is also printed with a metallic ink. Like, you know how much it costs to print with metallic inks? Like, they really went above and beyond. There's green metallic ink here. This is all metallic ink. It says "Original Indian Hemp, 17% CBD." And now it says "Our Story." In the spring of 1909, William Bull, in quotes, Lowell, began growing what was called Indian hemp on his farm in the central coast of California. Henry J. Finger took a dislike to Bull's hemp being smoked by the wrong kind of people. Finger conspired to outlaw hemp and later passed the 1913 Poison Act. Bull believed in a man's right to smoke the dried plant and enjoy its benefits. When the stubborn Bull refused to stop growing his beloved plant, Finger shut down Bull's farm and later threw him in jail. Today, our community of family farms honor the great Bull Lowell's tradition of growing hemp naturally and with a deep love and respect for the plant. Lowell Smokes, Lowell Farms, Lowell Smokes, Lowell Herb Co. All right, and now, you know, so we've got the flip top thing that keeps it sealed shut, but there's another function here that's amazing. So I'm going to pull back. Steve, check this out. So I'm going to pull this back here, and now we're going to slide out. It's like, oh my God, the second you start to pull out the thing and let go, it just sucks back in. Like, there's a magnet inside too, in the base. So when you're pulling it out, if you push it back in, it slides, like jumps back into place. It's amazing. This design is insane. You see that? Like, just look, watch, just here, feel
it's like
feel
a
it yourself.
Self-closing drawer.
Yeah, like
kinda?
start to push it's like a drawer.
It's like a self-closing drawer.
It is a self-closing drawer on a fucking pack of smokes. Pack of CBD smokes.
Yeah, no, I mean, that the packaging alone is just, it just screams like,
all right. It's amazing.
Yeah,
so now I'm going to pull
just,
this open. I'm taking the whole inner section out.
Look at that.
It's a nice drawer. I mean, beautiful, right? All right, so there's a drawer now. The drawer is out. It's like pulling a drawer out of a kitchen cabinet or something. And in this drawer, very sturdy. I think this is also must be a hemp fiber or something. Very, very sturdy. There's a two compartment drawer, and there's a flip lid that covers the hemp cones with a beautiful line art etching of the bowl. And you have a bunch of green tipped matches sitting in here, loose, or not loose. They're in a little compartment of their own. And you've got the cones lined up just right next to each other, like they're all touching, and they're one's going one way, one's going the other, staggered, and it just looks so beautiful. I mean, this is how when you, from a design and artist standpoint, this is a beautiful, beautiful piece of art. And on the side where you pull it out, there's a strike pad for the matches. So you want to actually strike these up, and we'll do it.
Yeah, sure. I noticed it even says artisan too right here. Artisan craft hemp.
Artisan craft hemp. This is the way of the future as far as
naturally rich in CBD. So
this is exactly. They're so sturdy too. This is such a thick pack. So, you want to light one of these suckers up? Let's do it. You want to take the first strike on that match pad, James?
Sure.
James is pulling one of these green tip matches out, and he's striking it on the. That's the sound. It sounds awesome. There it goes. Don't light the microphone. Nice. There's that ASMR people like. Good. So it's a cone, but it's, instead of having a raw rolling paper, it actually is their own branded rolling paper. It's the same color as a normal. It's not as wide of a cone as the hemp fusion hemp cones. You can see the silhouette of the bowl near the filter. So the filter on the fusion hemp cones was an M-shaped. Ra, you want to light one up?
And these seem to be like, it's just a circular. It's beautiful.
So Ryan's gonna light one up. I'm
just so relaxed right now.
Well, yeah, you've got like 100 and probably 80 milligrams of CBD in you. I almost said THC. If we were doing that on
Don't say that I'm at work.
What kind of life is this that we get paid to do this? You know what I mean? I love this job. All right, so yeah, the filter itself on this one, it's got the bull silhouette, and if you look at the very filter, I don't know if you can pick this up, Steve. It's like a spiral, like it spirals in, like a Fibonacci sequence, I would say. Really beautiful. Like that's a good quality, like beautiful. Even down to the filter, they really knew what they were doing.
That prevents it from getting into your mouth, just like the fusion.
Right.
They hit pretty smooth though.
And it also allows you to hold it too without burning your fingers and enabling you to smoke all right, the product.
I'm gonna strike
throwing any of the product out.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, that was when I was in Europe, at least. That was one of the other main reasons for the whole filter thing, is that the hashish, and they didn't want to throw anything away.
It's the same. It's a similar concept to a roach clip, because like a roach clip, you'd get another like inch of being able to put flour in this paper, and you'd be able to smoke it to the very end. But with this, you're also not having that any of those little particles of flour kick back in your mouth. So I'm gonna strike mine. Yeah, I don't think I've ever lit a hemp joint off of a match. Well, that's not true. These Lowell Smokes, they were one of the sponsors of our big 420 launch party. And do you remember, Ryan? I think we filmed that. Our 420 launch party at 420 on 420, April 20th, everyone in the room lit up these Lowell Smokes and just smoked out that room. It's getting a little windy here, but man, you know what's weird? Like, I'm looking at the smoke coming off this. It almost has like a purplish little tinge to it, or like a blue tinge.
Yeah, I see that.
I don't know if the camera can pick that up. Steve, get in close here and see if you can pick that up. Like, smoke is like purplish, like a bluish purplish hint to it.
No, I see that actually.
It's hard to see.
Usually smoke's that color, but that's got some tint to it, definitely. Yeah, it's
smoking through a Fibonacci sequence filter is pretty high class.
It's magical smoke.
This will be the most high class smoke you're gonna get.
Yeah, undoubtedly.
And it doesn't look like a hand rolled joint. You know, like that's the thing. Hand rolled joints look like hand rolled joints. If you're out in public, someone's gonna look at that and be like, "I smell hemp," and this doesn't look like a hand rolled. It's got the same kind of like brown paper. You can see through it somewhat. And as we're smoking him down, it gets wet. Do you know what that is? Like why it does that? Why it gets wet near the cherry or whatever?
Personally, I have no idea. But if you look at the filter, you see the bowl right through the filter. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a little black silhouette of the bowl right through the filter. Maybe you can pick that up on camera. Yeah, they thought of everything as far as the design goes with this. It's down to the very last detail. It's beautiful design, and when you don't even have the drawer in the pack, it still looks great by itself. I'm gonna slide this drawer back in here, and it's amazing. Like to have two magnetic locks. The one that when the drawer goes in, it locks, and then when you flip the top back on,
kind of
it
cool
locks
how
again.
it just slides
with another
in like
magnet.
that is. I don't know how it does that. Is there another magnet on the?
Yeah, there's two magnets in this thing. It's amazing.
Oh, so it pulls it back in.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then this one seals it. Like
yeah, it's an artisan pack.
It is really an artisanal pack.
That
it's
is
crazy.
Yeah. If you're looking for.
You pull this out at a party and be like, "Hey, you guys want to smoke some CBD joints?" They'll be like, "What the fuck is that?" And be like, "Yeah, this is how I roll." You know, that's a high class pack with all the metallic branding on it and all the beautiful type. I mean, everything's laid out really nicely. This is like force aligned on the back. This is force aligned. That's centered, but yeah, it's really well done. Really nice. And this beautiful circle emblem in the front. So, how are you guys feeling about this one? The taste of it.
I think it tastes a little bit smoother because I think the cone is a little bit thinner, and I think the filter is a little bit thinner, so it's not a lot of smoke at one time going in your mouth, and I think it's just a little bit smoother due to that, and that may be intentional with them. I'm not sure, but it's definitely not going down as fast as the Fusion. I think. I don't know.
Well, in your case, it's not going down as fast. Mine's almost gone again. Oh shit! But that's besides the point.
Well, yeah, okay.
These ones, though, like I said, I don't get that excess hemp in your mouth when you inhale. So that's what I like about these ones. But again, it's all preference. You know, if I had to pick one to choose, the more advanced smokers, I believe, it would be Lowell's. Personally.
Yeah, and also I don't know if this matters to anybody, but I like the idea that you're lighting it with a little piece of wood, and you're not lighting it with some butane flame coming into your, going into your lungs or whatever. Like, and it comes with it, and it's got its own fucking holder for the light.
Yeah, you're like all set. You can just pick that up. You don't need to worry about
a lighter separately. You don't need to worry about these matches breaking your pocket because they have their own sturdy little compartment in that drawer. Like, the design is really well thought out. The other thing I got to tell you guys about Lowell's, they're not only pushing the CBD joints, but they have their THC joints. They're the first company, or one of the first companies, that they created a 90-second video about weed, legalized packs of Lowell's weed joints, and they wanted to run it during the Oscars, and for a 90-second spot that was $1 million.
Wow.
And ABC turned it down. ABC did not let that spot run and this was just in February this year. So for one, that tells you that this company's got a ton of money to be able to throw $1 million into an Oscar ad. But and they had a celebrity in it too, taking hits off of a weed joint.
Yeah,
actual joint.
Well,
but it's just like
why they didn't
we're not there yet. We're so close to there.
We're not really to that point.
The fact that they made the 90-second ad and actually pitched it and had the money to go means that we're so close to there, to being able to actually do an ad on TV during the Oscars, like one of the biggest events of the year. It's basically the Super Bowl of movies, and almost got it on the air. So these guys are really on the forefront of trying to get marijuana legalized.
Get attention. Yeah, I mean the exposure on that kind of ad would have been huge. So I'm sure they probably calculated that part into people that turn them down, but because there's other forces that may be out there that don't exactly want it to be as well known, just like you said, is like we're almost there. But
I'm gonna talk to the guys at Lowell's and see if we can include that 90-second ad in this video.
Oh God, imagine.
Yeah, and then we can use the audio too on the podcast side. So if we've cleared it and we have the rights to do that, here's that 90-second video by Lowell's. Lowell Smokes.
At Lowell Farms, we take pride in our devotion to the purity of our harvest. It's a new day, and the whole world is opening its eyes to the truth about this miraculous plant. Our farmers have been cultivating the land for generations, patiently waiting for this moment. We take pride in bringing you an all-American original. Legal, natural cannabis. Finally.
Done? Dead? All right, so in that case, Ryan, you finished your last little...
Wrap it up.
Yeah. James,
we should...
You're going to wrap this segment up for us?
Yeah, I think so. But do we, I don't know. Kel, do you have anything else you want to say before I wrap it up?
I want Steve to drop one line before we do wrap it up. Steve, come here. I want you to say it live on camera. Imagine Anthony just walked into the vape lounge. Let's hear it. And point that camera at you.
Follow vape, bitch.
All right. I think that we're good to wrap this. Thank you guys for joining me in this little smoke sesh.
Not a problem.
It was really fun. What a nice little break to the morning. And happy birthday, James.
Thank you again. Back to the closet.
One more year, and we'll have to do it big on your 40th. We'll have to do something crazy. We'll have to really celebrate that.
That sounds good to me.
We'll put a birthday cake on the end of the show or something.
Yeah, that's fine. Hey, it works. Back into the CBD source closet I go. But yeah, we gotta get going, guys. Gotta get back.
Ryan, you want to say some last words and maybe give us a little plug about what's coming up with the Cannabidiet?
Yeah, what's going on with it?
Well, right now, just to wrap it up real quick, the Cannabidiet, we're working on the winter book. It's going to be coming out shortly, actually. We're getting the show up and running in a few weeks, so stay tuned for that.
Cool. Yeah, Ryan's busy designing that winter cookbook, so seasonal recipes with Cannabidiet. Great.
That really is great.
Thank you, guys. This was so much fun. Thanks, Steve, and we'll be right back.
Making your commute a little less stressful. The CBD Source Podcast. The CBD Source Podcast. This is how we CBDoobies it.
Wow, this was a great show, gang. So much fun. I'm so glad I got to talk to Joe about quitting smoking, quitting vaping with CBD. Very cool story. I don't know if that would work for everybody, but it's cool that it actually has happened with someone right here, firsthand experience, our own security guard. It was cool to have Anthony swing by the CBD Source Vape Lounge and give us a little bit of his insight into what's going on with these Chinese THC vape carts that are knockoffs and causing some people to go to the ER and possibly die. So keep an eye out for your normal, if you are a THC vape cart purchaser on the black market. If something looks a little fishy about your vape cart, do not buy it. It might send you to the fucking ER or to the grave. And it was especially fun to pull James out of the credits for a little while for his birthday to smoke some CBDoobies out in the wild and all of us to get a nice bristling CBD dose. It's almost like you got to blow out your candles, but instead they were just 3 CBDoobs. And it was so much fun to try out those 3 different types of CBDoobies. The Fusion CBD Hemp Cones, the Vance Global, pretty much like hemp cigarettes, and the Lowell CBD joints, which were my favorite, both in aesthetic and taste, but all of them were good. So gang, I hope this was enlightening and I hope you got something out of this. If anything in this show resonates with you or if you feel like we are giving you value, please subscribe. Go to the website, CBDsourcepodcast.com. You can get to all our social media through there. We filmed that smoke sesh, and we are going to be putting that on our YouTube page. I think it'll be one of our first videos because we're just launching this YouTube page. I would like to be like, oh, YouTube/CBD Source, but guess what? You need 100 subscribers to be able to create a custom URL. Right now we have like 8 subscribers. We have practically nothing. You can get to our YouTube page through the website, CBDsourcepodcast.com. I'll throw the YouTube link right at the top. It's a crazy long link, but it just says YouTube on the site. It'll take you right to our page and subscribe because once we hit that 100, then it'll be easy. It'll just be like a simple URL. But until then, we're stuck in this long gobbledygook of a URL. So anyway, gang, thank you so much for listening, and I'll CBD you next Tuesday.
Give the show a call at 1-833-223-4264. That's 1-833-CBD-GANG.
The CBD Source podcast is written, produced, and hosted by Col Cheney. Additional voice, camera, and web production by Ryan Webber. Graphic design and artwork by John DiGian Tommaso, Kevin Bierfeld, and Col Cheney. Marketing by Penny Spinazzola. Special thanks to our resident CBD guru, Akash Patel, and our in-house CBD vape expert, Anthony Maltese, as well as our personal CBD chef, Ryan Webber. Additional thanks to Tasha, Kevin, Liz, Steve, and Ryan for lending your vocal talent. And a thank you to our CBD fitness expert, Danny. I'm James Lazos. This is my one job on the show, to wrap it up. I'm the Wrap-Up Guy. 20 episodes in, and I finally get to tell my real CBD story. And you know what? Never mind. I'm going to chill right now and get into all that relaxation. Want to be a guest on the show? Call us at 833-CBD-GANG. Again, that's 833-CBD-GANG. And leave a message with your contact information and we'll get back to you right away. Visit us on CBDsourcepodcast.com for all the links to your social media. Be sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. We'll see you next week.
All information in this podcast or its related social media pages and interactions are for informational purposes only. The CBD Source podcast does not offer medical advice. Its host, Col Cheney, is not a medical professional. His experiences with cannabidiol and other cannabinoids are his own and may not affect you the same way. Everybody's endocannabinoid system is different. The statements made regarding CBD products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. The efficacy of these products and the testimonials made have not been confirmed by FDA-approved research. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. All information presented here is not meant as a substitute for or alternative to information from healthcare practitioners. Please consult your healthcare professional about potential interactions or other possible complications before using any product. The Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act requires this notice.
Thank you for listening to the CBD Source podcast. This is how we CBDoos it.
The bristling. This I think a bug just went in my mouth.
Fucking nasty. Smoke it out, man. Smoke it out.
That wasn't the smokes. That was a bug. You definitely need to subscribe to that YouTube so you can see all the fun, crazy-ass antics we had smoking those CBDoobies. I just wanted to show you, since you stuck around to the very end, Anthony did come out, and we didn't even realize he was outside until we saw that plume of vape smoke. And Steve called him out. Here's a little clip of that.
He's vaping while he's texting. Check him out. He can chew gum and vape at the same time.
I love it. I love it.
Busted.
I should have got him like, get back to work, vape god.